Okay, back to part two. I've had a few distractions and I'm remembering now. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, the rack. So hang the rack. Okay. This is how I've done it here, see? Okay, but you want to put the nut on the other side. I hope I have. Right, for safety reasons. Now's the time to do that belt, which is just not as easy as it looks for some. I recall some mechanics having a lot of trouble with that. And basically, I'm gonna actually try and attempt to remove this gearbox here. So what you could see is I've used this very basic sort of thing, which is really invaluable. It's so good. And we've got our adjustments over here as well. There was a bit of movement in that. This should be relatively flat, but most of you aren't going to be doing it this way. There's nothing wrong with doing it on the floor, this job. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't do it for any money. But, you know, if you're going to do it on the floor, raise the vehicle, as every book says, raise the vehicle and place it on stands, and you can do the job. And there's a lot less risk of damage and I'm not going to say injury, because you're going to have shit flying in your face all day and all night. But, yeah, you can do it on the floor, and that way, you know, all you need is the jack over there, okay, and a little dolly, okay? You just pull the gearbox out and let it drop that far onto the dolly and roll it out. Beautiful. So let's try and remove this gearbox. Nice and lightweight wherever they can save weight. Honda, they're just beautiful. Always put this one in my pocket. Okay. Now, this clutch is extremely worn. I've been looking for, by the way, I've been looking for an electrical fire, right, for about on and off for 1 hour this morning, forgetting that it's the clutch that stinks. It's that bad. So this is going to be full of stuff. And it's really horrible when it is. It really, really is. So take precaution to the fibres and all, whatever you need to do. So I'll just now continue to lower this slightly. Okay, this is reaching the end of its life, this jack stand. So that doesn't return because really we need to have that exactly where we want for it to work. So don't look at that. And the gearbox is slowly coming out. It's stuck from the dust on there. So now I'm going to just give this a little bit more down. Just had a little memory of someone that used to work here. Hope they see this one day. No resentment, they're a good friend. But, actually, no. Sorry. There was a mechanic that worked here years ago. Redhead bloke. Hope you see this one day, you idiot. So when you get a job at a workshop, even if you've got 10 years experience and you think that you're better than everyone in life when you really aren't, basically I'm a bit distracted because this wood's now moved slightly and it's not good, right? So I would say put sandpaper on there. I'm going to redo that now when I stop the video. So I'm going to have to put this bolt back, right? You're seeing it for what it is, because there's a little bit of a risk here of something going wrong, and it already has. So the gearbox has moved. But yeah, this should be, I did muck around with it, should be flat. Now, when you work somewhere or when just in life, and you're like, I turned this the wrong way, you guys saw it. So I'm going to lift it back up to flatten the wood, right? Okay, see how lovely it is. Look, when I lift it, look what the gearbox does. It rotates back to where it needs to be. These are the little things that come with experience. But yeah, you might be thinking he hasn't chained the gearbox up. That's right, chain your gearbox up. I don't need to. I can just pick this gearbox up with my bare hands and put it down, right? But yeah, with weight, especially if you're watching this as a general guide to front-wheel drives. So we can see now this little thing has just lifted the whole engine and gearbox. It is a pendulum type mounting system. Honda haven't used any mounting at the front here, okay? But you can see that now. I'm going to rectify. Oop. So now I should have put this in a few more threads because it'll pull the threads out. So that's going in. That's going in. And if you go and, okay, you saw me earlier, I turned this the wrong way. How many of you thought, oh, he went up, not down? Imagine having a mechanic that starts here or anywhere and they go, you did it the wrong way. Now, it's very confusing when you're young to remember, believe it or not, that from that. Only because when you start doing it like that, I will always double check after 28 years, 27 years experience. Okay, so that's the moral of that. Like, especially if you're in this situation and you're on the ground, this is where that gets complicated, right? Now, you've made this mistake that I've made. The jack wants to slip out and go somewhere, which it will because you're doing it on the ground if it's uneven. Basically, you're going to suddenly be in this situation. So now, if I do this, I'm going to strip the thread. And that's where it comes into it. You know, which way am I doing this? So for those apprentices and those know-it-alls that walk in or tell their boss or a co-worker, you're turning it the wrong way. When this bloke said it to me, he was actually the bloke, he worked here and hit this lock on the first day he was here because my dad drove him nuts. But when you're standing here, and you say to a mechanic who's here on a BMW going like this, you're turning it the wrong way. Does he really know which way I'm turning it? So, yeah, that little analogy is to tell you, you know, when working on the ground, that's the sort of trouble you're going to get into. It's exactly like you're going to try and make something better and then make it worse. So you've seen it here for what it is. I'm now in a little bit of a jam, or not really. Let's just see what I can do. So, oh yeah, I can pause the video, sorry. Camera now has a pause on my phone. Okay. So I put this wood in for safety reasons, right? Look. But really, because you don't want to crack the sump, I put it in to protect the sump, right? It doesn't need protection. See, in this event, the sump nut can be of there we go, I've done it the wrong way. It can be of invaluable sort of use. Okay, now, I'm going to now put... And yeah, it's a lot of weight to have an aluminium sump. You see, it is a lot of weight to have an aluminium sump. So now, okay. Did you see that? Look, got it. That bolt had to be in deeper. Right, so you could see, by doing that, I could have stripped the bolt out, but lucky it's all a lightweight job, okay? I should pause the video, but I won't. It's the last final few days in this workshop. Let's just see if that's the same size. It is too. Okay, now, there's a little black bolt here with this. This is for the big wiring loom that goes that box. So, yeah, it's got this complication over here. And there are sort of, you can see here how I've taken this off. Okay, on the side there and all that. Also, what's come off is the, oh no, it hasn't. Sorry, that was the Dualis. I'll show you when I bring it down. The selector, I'm pretty sure I left it on. Where the, oh, this, yeah, I'll check. Oh, sorry. I'm confusing vehicles. These clip on. On many cars, you'll take the block off that holds the selector things to get to these bolts from back there. And as I said, you will take the starter motor usually as well. Okay.